Nurses in Trinidad and Tobago, like the world over, were paid tribute for their service today on the occasion of International Nurses Day. Minister of Communications Donna Cox saluted local nurses and thanked all health workers for their service and encouraged them to continue working with diligence and commitment. The Communications Minister said the theme for 2020, Nursing the World to Health, could not be more apt as the global community fights COVID-19. And Health Minister Terence Singh also noted that International Nurses Day was organized to celebrate the most famous nurse in history who was born 200 years ago today.
It is my absolute pleasure to recognize nurses all around the world, and especially our nurses in Trinidad and Tobago, on the occasion of International Nurses Day. May you continue in the traditions of Florence Nightingale to be the lady with the lamp.
And on this International Nurses Day, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association, Edie Stuart, said the association acknowledged their nurses and midwives for their unwavering professionalism while caring for the population.
It's also the week of the nurse and midwife, and it's also the year of the nurse dedicated by WHO. WHO has seen the importance of nurses and midwives being at the center of care for any country to achieve universal health coverage. They would require the bulk of health professionals, which nurses make up majority.
But Mr. Stuart also spoke to some challenges experienced by nurses during the pandemic and stay-at-home measures, including securing transport between work and home.
Especially those nurses who work evening shift and they have to leave to go home in the night. There's no transport. So they have to dip in their pocket, normally pay a taxi $50 sometimes to get home. Then there's the issue of going home to your relatives, and after you seeing about patients with COVID, you're going home to your relatives feeling a little uneasy because you just were dealing with confirmed cases of COVID or suspected cases. So